going on? It's Ethan Blake, host of the S3. Today's guest is Shannon Doss of Fresh Custom Embroidery, located here in DFW. How you doing, sir?
Hey man, I'm great, man.
So, before we get too into it, just tell people about yourself right off the bat. Who are you from your perspective?
Okay. Well, my name is Shannon Doss. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I moved to Dallas like 5 years ago, and it's been great.
Yeah.
Started a business, met a lot of people, learned a lot.
So, one of the main things I wanted to ask you right off the bat is, out of all, I guess, the artistic avenues, why stitching? Why embroidery? You could have done painting. I mean, you kind of look like a rapper.
Hey, I actually do make music.
There you go. See, there you go.
Yeah. But I actually put that on hold to focus on business,
Mhm.
pay the bills.
For real. But as far as just the inspiration for embroidery, who got you into that? Or was there just something you saw that made you think, yeah, I can make a lot of money doing that?
Well, I used to work at Lids,
Okay.
so I worked there. I worked as a store manager in, St. Louis and in Texas, Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
So with the experience doing that, I learned how to use the machine and learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do as far as the designing and stuff? Like, program any, how's that go?
So basically, um, well, first let me just say the way I got into the embroidery is
Yeah.
with with the embroidery at Lids. I started working there because my sister had a friend, you know, and her friend had a friend,
Okay.
and I got an opportunity, you know.
And did they just teach you how to do it?
Well, the store, that's what they did at
Okay.
Lids, so I learned how to do that, and yeah, that's why we're here where we are today. So,
Yes, sir.
but uh, yeah, what was your question?
I was gonna say, as far as the business side of it, what made you think that you could start doing it individually, just on
Um,
your own, make your own brand, and succeed with it?
well, working at a place where you
He always needs to be the star of the show. I'm sorry.
working at a place where you know, it was your day to day. You seen the money that was being made. 7 years I worked there, almost eight
Oh
years.
wow.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started?
I was like, I want to say 16. Became a assistant manager at 17.
Okay.
Store manager at 18. So
Just rocked with it.
yeah, I
Few
just
more
ran with
years.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
College wasn't my thing, so I knew whatever I was doing, I was gonna have to go hard at it.
There's no shame in college. I think especially now, employers think that a strong resume is probably better than a degree,
Yeah.
and that might piss a lot of people off. It's probably just because I'm sitting on the other end of it, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Hey, man, it is what it is.
True, but it's like, a piece of paper basically saying, yeah, you did enough to pass and you had enough money to go there versus having a stacked resume with, actual, time experience, time
hmm
and date of how long you were there, duties, and, overall just, you know, overlook of character.
Yeah.
I think nowadays that's holding a lot more value.
hmm
You know, Granted, there's the jobs like doctor, lawyer that they I would prefer that they have the extra knowledge.
Hey, but you said it though. I mean, the key is having experience.
Yeah.
When you experience, you went through the ups and downs. You failed. You succeed. And you learn. So,
How was it when you first started your business? Speaking of experience, did you ran a franchise? So how transitioning into your own personal business? What was that like?
um, Well, to be completely honest, uh, it's an interesting story, bro.
Okay.
Because when I was working at Lids, I didn't just leave Lids to start my career.
Did you make like a big scene, like get on the counter and say, "I'm quitting. These people ain't shit. They treat me like garbage."
No, we'll save the story.
Okay.
I'll tell you that, later. But pretty much what happened is I got fired.
No kidding.
Yeah. And I was already in the process of starting my business as I got fired.
Okay.
So, uh, I got my machine basically 4 days after I got fired. And
Dang.
yeah, bro. So basically, let me tell you. So I got fired,
You don't have
and
to name names.
yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't. I
Yeah.
wasn't. At least not on camera. But basically, I got fired. So the machine, I was waiting on it to come. I haven't gotten it yet,
Mhm.
right? So I called the company and I was like, hey, I lost my job. I need this machine like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it was scheduled to come like I think 2 weeks later.
Okay.
And they was like, just give us a couple hours. We'll email you back. So she emailed me and was like, hey, we made room on the truck and we'll get it to you Friday.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So man, it was crazy, bro. So once I got the machine, I set it up, and from there, I just hit the ground running.
So was you were in St. Louis at this time, right?
No.
Oh, you were in Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
I've been in Dallas for 5 years now, so
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, I was managing a store at Grapevine.
Mhm.
I was running the lids there for like 2 years or 2 or 3 years, something like that. But yeah, what's today? Today is the 7th, right?
Yeah.
So another cool thing is March 12th actually marks the 2 year anniversary for my business.
See, I know we were talking about this a little bit offline, but you have to throw something. Like you're being too humble about it.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
Plus, you know people who would like show up, right? I mean, especially artists. Like,
well, my thing is, I don't want to make a big deal about it. I definitely want to acknowledge the success, but I don't want to spend too much time focusing on that because I know what the goal is, and that's one day, and I have to be producing like I told you off camera
yeah,
every day.
I think that my aunt, she says something to me a lot. When you die, you don't take your money with you. And granted, you want to leave something for your legacy, but it is true. When you die, you don't take nothing with you.
Well, my thing is,
And not to say, like tomorrow's the end of it, but like just I I'm making the best out of a poor boy setup. I say it all the time here, like and I'm growing on from there, like I have
yeah,
a contact at a studio that I'm will invest in soon,
yeah,
but just whole other stuff to plan, whole lot of stuff to plan out there, but
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I'm
Like
just
it's
trying to
okay to
leave.
celebrate, like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like not it doesn't even have to be like a full day off, you could just like work the whole day and just like 8 to 12, let's
you,
kick it.
you right. I mean, what I can do is for my, my
I'm just trying to get him to throw something so I'm invited.
for well, for my customers, it definitely won't be an event because I'm not, in the space to be doing any events right now.
Well, not
So,
like a gallery or anything, like, yeah, I feel you.
but I mean, the best that I can do is give, better service and prices, and I guess be more lenient with the customers. That's what I'll give for the new year.
Do you think you're stingy with customers? Like, what do you
Um,
mean by lenient?
well, I'll be honest. Sometimes people come to me and they're really excited about their idea,
Mm.
and I hate to be the one to like kill well, I won't say I kill their dreams,
Yeah.
because my my motto and my slogan is turning dreams into reality.
Mhm.
But you got to be realistic at the same time. Some things is not possible, or
That's true.
I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but it's not the best route to take
Yeah.
sometimes, and people don't always know that. So sometimes I'm pretty straightforward, and I let them know, like, hey, we can't do that.
Yeah.
So I think I need to just, like I said, I'm gonna work on just,
Like a workaround maybe,
yeah, figure out how to still do what they want,
or try
but
to.
yeah, meet them in the middle.
I mean, like, you know what tattoo artists do, right? They're just like, well, we can't do that, but we could try to do it like this.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, well, when I say we, it's really me.
Right.
I'm a one man army, for the most part.
Preach.
Yeah, but you know, I try to nail it exactly what people ask me to do.
Mhm.
Because I mean, when you have a vision and you get to see it come to reality, it's like, man,
It's cool.
oh yeah,
Like it. No, I feel that 100% when I put that first episode out. Just seeing, man, I think I got like 12 views on it. It's cool.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, sure, it's friends and family because they feel like a certain obligation because they know me, but it's still cool.
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, any support. I mean, them ones and twos is gonna turn into, it's gonna double, bro.
I sure hope so,
It's
man.
definitely gonna double.
So I wanted to ask you about what you're wearing. Bunch of custom patchwork on there. Tell me about it. What's that about?
Well, this jacket here, I actually had it probably maybe 5 years since
Okay.
this actually has been one of my jackets I've gotten when I first came to Texas. So, uh, but it was blank, and
Yeah.
you know, I started learning a lot about embroidery, and well, I've been knew a lot about embroidery, but I started to, experiment a lot more as far as with my stuff,
Yeah.
not just doing things, that the store needed. So I started stitching, one thing here and there, and it turned into, this nice jacket. Got some patches on it.
Yes, sir.
A bunch, pretty much everything on here is my designs. I got a couple designs on here that's like people's brands that I mess with.
Oh, that's sick.
So couple patches, but it's mainly focused on my brand.
And the reason I wanted to bring that up is because
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I see you,
yeah, I'm kind of wearing it. Also,
man. I'm pretty jealous. You got
artist signature.
I'm pretty jealous. I don't even have the signature on this hat. I wanted to do that, but I just haven't made time.
Man, you could do that anytime you wanted. And what I appreciate about him is the fact that you worked with me so much. Like, I got 5 hoodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different sizes, different colors, and all turned out the exact same.
Yep.
So it was the consistency that I really appreciated because it's like, you're not doing it on like the large machine scale.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fact that it's just one person all hand doing it, turning out like a robot did it, that's sick.
Yeah. Thank
know.
you, sir. Thank you. Thank
No, thank you, sir.
you. Oh yeah.
So I also wanted to talk about how has it been cultivating your client base because we were talking off camera about how like you got orders constantly in the pipeline. You know, when you've got that first machine, how did you transition into just like a couple of sales into like constant activity?
So, again, my experience working in retail, you know, I definitely know how to talk to people.
Mhm.
So, my point in saying that is you build a lot of relationships,
That's cool.
and shout out my old DM, he taught me that, like, you don't want to just, you know, treat people as a customer. You want to build relationships with them,
Yeah.
you know. So I would get people's contact information and check on them here and there.
Yeah.
And you know, when the bad slash good news happened with losing my job,
Yeah, the silver lining, yeah.
yeah, uh, I basically just reached out to everybody that I knew, and I told them, hey, I'm doing it independently, and I got way more support than I ever expected.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Did you have like a big personal following at the time, just like on your socials? Where they already knew you were like artistic in that way, and they're like, oh man, I have something that he could definitely
So
use or do for me.
so honestly, I probably again, I told you before I lost my job, I was already kind of in the process
Yeah.
of planning out my business. So I created an Instagram, and I probably would maybe had like 20 followers or something like that.
Hmm.
This was,
That's how it goes. Yeah.
this was probably like maybe 2 years, 3, 4 months, something
No
like that.
kidding.
So I mean, now I'm sitting at like 700, and
Almost a full thousand. Yeah.
yeah, I'm chasing it, bro.
So, are you doing any third party investing into like your marketing, or is this like basically all organic following?
Man, I haven't paid to get no followers. It's everybody that I
That's
meet.
unbelievable.
Everybody that I meet, I don't just, you know, I'm from St. Louis, and some people will say that I come across aggressive, right? Well, I'm just pretty straight. I get straight to business, straight to the point. So I don't waste a bunch of time talking about extra stuff. I'm like, hey, are you on Instagram?
Yeah.
All right, hey, get my Instagram real quick. This is where you're gonna see everything that I do. This is where you're gonna really get to know me. You
Yeah.
know, so I get people to do that, and I mean, everybody that I meet, people follow me, and then they spread the word. They friends follow me. You know,
Just
people.
2 years. That's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I'm not even working as hard as I should be, if I'm being
Why do
honest.
you say that? If you're like
Um,
inside all day stitching, why do you say that?
well, like you said, there's multiple parts of the business, that needs to be, uh,
Yeah.
done. And if you a one man show, I mean, you gotta you gotta do what makes sense.
True.
And sometimes you have to sacrifice, time, and you know, you,
Yeah. Have have you ever thought about getting a partner in on it, or just someone you could trust enough to like not necessarily like you pay, but they would be interested enough in putting their money into it
so
if you could find the right person.
so honestly, you know, anybody who's been following my business already, along this journey,
Hmm.
they will see that I wasn't always doing it by myself.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so like I had what I would say was my business partner,
Hmm.
Um we worked together, and we pretty much had a good relationship, and he would help me out here and there, and it was kind of like a we do favor for a favor type thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, but as far as a business partner, I'm no one has invested, you know, in like my company. Like it's all just me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So,
cool.
I mean, I'm like I said, relationships with certain people, I've, got connections and got access to certain things,
Hmm.
But as far as actually having a business partner, I don't have a business partner.
Gotcha. So, are you able to tell me a little bit about like your clientele, like who's mostly been purchasing from you?
Well,
Like you don't have to like name names, but just like I guess like
I got you.
what they're doing to
Yeah,
fill the orders.
I got you. So, pretty much basically the type of people I work with is people who have like clothing brands. I've
Sick.
worked with sports teams. I've
Oh,
worked
no
with
kidding.
restaurants. Um, I've actually worked with multiple restaurants, so that was pretty
Very
cool.
cool.
Um, I work with, and this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but I work with anybody who has a vision. Like,
It's not crazy, man. I mean, business is business. I mean, like, I'm glad that you responded to the DM because, like, that was last week and now you're on the show.
yeah, yeah.
You know, like, I'm not saying I would have anybody either, but, it's very similar. Like, I'll have a creative person, I'll have an entrepreneur, I'll have someone who has, stuff to spit.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Well, I mean, I must say, I mean, I know it takes a lot of work to do what you're doing. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, it might seem like it's, you know,
I
n-
guess, like, I mean, we keep saying what we were saying off camera. You told me, like, keep staying humble because it will come eventually, and just trust the process. It's hard staying humble when it's so easy to compare yourself to people who are doing the exact same thing
yeah, yeah.
and are so much more successful relatively.
Okay, but and I gotta quote this because it must be heard. I
Hmm.
told you, bro. There's so many different gas stations, and they're all making money.
Yeah,
All making money, bro. Quick Trips, Mobile, Chevron, you name it. They
yeah,
making that money. So that's not gonna stop another one from getting a bag.
that's fair.
So hey, man, like I told you, bro, you got it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Um, because people probably are thinking, what's that picture under that picture? How about
yeah,
you
yeah.
tell us a little bit more about it?
So this right here is actually my favorite artist who's incarcerated right now, Free Young Thug. Um, but I was inspired to do this because, you know, for one,
And
I need
I'll
to
upload a
elevate.
picture of it. I know it's hard to see right now. We'll upload a picture because like it really is cool. But
Yeah, yeah.
sorry, but
Nah, you good, you good. But basically, I was inspired to do it just because it's so much negative things on the media being said about him, and you know, I'm trying to elevate my game, so I use Young Thug pretty much to show,
just as a muse.
yeah, yeah, to show
Yeah.
the great things you could do with embroidery, and
So how was that done? Would you stitch it over?
um,
Just some leather or
so that's just like some fabric. I'm
okay.
not gonna say exactly what type of fabric it is because I actually don't know. But I know that I did a good job of putting it in the frame.
No,
So,
absolutely. That looks like it belongs there.
yeah.
And again, we're gonna upload it, but what they're not gonna see on camera, which I think definitely deserves a shout out, is the grill piece because of the extra
It's
bling it has. Yeah, it's
it
not
has
it's not regular.
yeah, yeah, it has what most people would know it as just like a shiny look to it, but it's actually just called metallic gold thread. So,
Whatever it is, it looks cool. But
yeah, yeah.
so, are you planning on doing more portraits or stuff like this? Because like that could be just a whole market in itself.
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, since you asked, I have, I haven't really said who it's gonna be. I kind of listed on Instagram saying
Yeah,
it might be these, list of people, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it on your podcast. So
that's fair.
yeah, so we about to next week we probably gonna have a young Dolph. Yeah, we gonna come with
That's
that.
my vote.
Yeah, we gonna come with that young Dolph next week. So
No,
um,
I'm excited for the colors on that one.
oh yeah, and
No,
it's
because that's what was in my head. Because it's like I don't really know what colors. I mean, there's probably a lot, but immediately I'm thinking, the blue and orange, and it's like you
oh
can do
yeah,
anything with that.
oh yeah.
That's sick.
Well, the thing with this, I already tell you now. So
And this is
some,
coming out Thursday, this week. So
so
hopefully people are, excited for it.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, definitely. But people get this mistaken with Future, Lil Wayne. But I
I think
mean,
it's just the hair.
honestly, if you're a Young Thug fan, you're not gonna even question who that is. You know who it is. So
I don't see. I would say Future without the hat.
yeah.
Like if you didn't have the hat, I would probably think it's Future, but no.
Are you a Young Thug fan?
You know, I really loved the Pink album he dropped,
Yeah.
but I can't say I'm the biggest fan of his.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I'm getting into like, well, I can't say getting into. I've been a huge fan of like Dreamville,
Yeah.
Jid, Earth Gang, that type.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get more into like funk music, so like Tower of Power, James
Yeah.
Brown, stuff like
Okay.
that.
All right.
I like to stay diverse, but no hate on country music. It's not for me.
Yeah. Hey man, I ain't gonna lie to you. If you in restaurant or something and they play the right song, it might not be too bad, bro.
No, for real. Like, especially that's something I love about the streaming services, dude. Like, you just pick a song you like, and it'll find a whole bunch of songs that's like
Similar.
are on that wave, and
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be like, oh my god, now you found a whole other artist.
Oh yeah. That's happened to me plenty of times.
Yeah, I've gone into like I guess you could say just the Spotify wormhole of just
Artists and
just
all that.
artist albums, features, all this crap.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, can't
Most
say
definitely.
crap because it's now on my playlist, but
Hey,
it's fun.
it was crap at first, then you caught on to what they had going.
Yeah, it was crap before I found it.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I like it.
Oh my goodness.
Man, so if you had to give advice for people just starting out, because I mean, I don't want to say you're just starting out, but again, you're 2 years into it, and you're producing high quality stuff. So what do people have to do to get on that type of level, just organically, like you?
Honestly, you just have to believe in yourself. Like whatever it is that you want to do, learn everything about it and just keep trying. You gonna fail, you know. No, you're not gonna have a group of people that's just supporting you.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's gonna be that one or two people you said you had how many views? 12 views.
First video, something like that. Yeah.
And that's how it's gonna start off, bro. You only gonna have a few supporters here and there,
Yeah.
but you have to look past that and just know that what you said you was gonna do is gonna pay off.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, like I said, man, I believed in myself and I just did it.
You just kept pushing.
Yeah. I mean, and that would be my advice to just do it. Don't give up. And one of my fellow OGs, he always tell me, bro. He's like, hey, you got to do this. You got to work when people ain't looking. And
Oh, that's cool.
like it's cool to sit right here in front of you and tell you about all this good work I do, but
Yeah.
once I leave here, I got to get back to work. I can't leave here and just
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like what I was saying earlier about your possible like 2 year anniversary.
yeah.
Like I appreciate the time away, but I know you got bunch of stuff just
Yeah.
in the works,
Oh yeah.
waiting for you.
Oh yeah. Plenty of things, man. I got some stuff to do.
Man, so I don't want to keep you too far away from it too much longer, but
Yeah.
man, this has been really fun.
Oh yeah,
This,
definitely.
this has been
bro.
cool.
Yeah.
And I really do appreciate you coming by. I gotta place a order in for the rebranded show.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm we gotta put you on to more people,
Yeah.
especially especially just anywhere, because he ships.
Mhm.
Only reason I know that, I used to work out of the store he shipped at.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
how we
man,
met.
I appreciate you coming out here.
Most definitely, bro.
Yes, sir. This has been the S3. Stay sexy.
Hey, for sure.